When we're multiplying polynomials, we have some patterns or special cases. It's not, we're still multiplying things just like we would before, except that we can kind of memorize a couple of things just to make it a little bit easier and faster for us. So if we have something multiplied by itself, like a plus b to the second power, right, we could write that out as a plus b times a plus b. And a common thing that I've seen is people will see this a plus b in parentheses and they'll write a squared plus b squared, but that is not correct, so don't do that. A plus b squared is a plus b times a plus b. And if you did your a times a plus a times b plus b times a plus b times b, that is the method that you could use. Or you could just kind of memorize this little, I don't want to call it a cheat sheet, but this pattern, I guess. So anytime you have a plus b squared, so any number plus another number squared, it is going to equal a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, just like that. And I will do one or two examples of each of these cases as well. So whatever your first number is, that's squared. Then 2 times a times b, so a times b times 2. And then your second number is squared. And that is if you have a plus b squared. Okay, so two numbers, a binomial squared. If you have a plus b times a minus b, this is a little bit different. It actually works out very nicely. What you end up with is a squared minus b squared. Okay, and let's just kind of break this down a little bit. I'm going to go through the full steps for both of these. We'll start with the a plus b squared, which is a plus b times a plus b. A times a gives us a squared. A times b gives us ab. B times a gives us ba, but we can write that the same way, right? Ba is the same thing as ab, so we have aba plus ab, and then we have b times b is b squared. These two can combine to be 2ab, and we end up with a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And that will always work, a plus b times a plus b. For a plus b times a minus b, let's multiply that out. A plus b times a minus b, we get a times a, that's a squared. A times negative b is minus ab. B times a is positive ab, so those cancel, which is nice. And then b times negative b is negative b squared. So we have a squared minus b squared. This is actually called a difference of squares because it's a difference between two squares. So anytime you're writing a difference of squares, so if you're given a square number and subtracting another square number, you can write it as the first number plus the second number times the first number minus the second number. And again, I will go through some of these examples.